By the way, you know they're having a celebration of them on September the 5th. Trump celebrating the J6 people. I thought my boss, President Clinton, made an undeniable point of Democratic policy. Since the end of the Cold War, there have been 51 million jobs created in the United States. 50 million were created under Democratic presidents and 1 million under Republican presidents.
You know, that's
50 to 1.
You've got to be able to tie. If you're going to make claims like that.
First of all, I love you. I love Clinton. It's a thing to say.
Okay.
Because as we both know, am I right?
Yeah.
As we both know, jobs created, it has a lot to do with what the last guy did. Clinton got rid of Glass-Steagall. Did that have anything to do with the collapse in 2008 of the economy? I think it did. So maybe some of the jobs that were lost.
I'm sorry.
It's just a thing to say.
Joining the discussion, Congressman Dan Crenshaw brought up a critical observation. Democrats seem to love America only when it's politically convenient. He pointed out how quick some on the left are to trash the country, burn the flag, or replace it with activist symbols until election season rolls around. Then it's all red, white, and blue again. Crenshaw argued that patriotism shouldn't be seasonal.
And the other thing I think we've been pretty aligned on is that the Democrats do better when they're center-left and not far-left.
Certainly.
It's better policy and it wins elections.
Right.
How do you think they did their convention with convincing the country that they are now back to the center left as opposed to the far left?
Well, first of all, you and I agreed, but that was one tough extraction, getting Biden out of the race.
Yes, it was.
And we brought in the head of oral surgery at UCLA, Nancy Pelosi. And you and I were like a couple of hygienists, like hacking away at it. But Dr. Nancy came in and did it.
Maher and Crenshaw both emphasized the importance of evaluating leaders by the outcomes their policies produce. Crenshaw pointed to Trump's tax cuts and deregulation as clear policies that led to job growth. He noted that under Trump, real wage growth was significant, especially for the working class. In contrast, Biden's economic record, according to Crenshaw, shows stagnation. Every metric that matters to working families, jobs, wages, energy prices, Trump outperformed, Crenshaw said, and Maher didn't argue.
Every country wanted something different. And the Democrats, they weren't looking for ethnic cleansing. They weren't looking for a war. They weren't looking for a new entitlement. The country wanted something different than Trump and Biden, and we gave it to them. And I'm not surprised the country's responding favorably. I really not.
Yeah, I thought that, for one thing, they liked America, which, you know, has been a problem with the left in recent years. They didn't sound like they liked America too much.
Then came the line that defined the night. Maher looked Carville in the eye and said, "I'm an ally until you lie." That one sentence cut through the noise and hit the heart of the issue. Maher, a lifelong liberal, made it clear he's no longer willing to defend bad arguments just because they come from his side. It wasn't just a rhetorical flourish. It symbolized a broader movement of moderates and classical liberals who are growing disillusioned with how far the Democratic Party has drifted, especially on the far-left fringe.
The Democrats have done a better job creation, but it's not 50 to 1. So don't lie to me. You know what? I'm an ally till you lie.
Please fact check. Either Bill's right or I'm right.
Fact check. But the numbers don't necessarily mean.
Okay. But it's 50 to 1.
You understand what my.
We had the lowest unemployment in 50 years under Trump. And again, you have to associate an outcome with policies. And you can't tell me what Biden policy resulted in better jobs. If we're increasing our jobs.
Also, there was a pandemic that had a lot to do with having.
There's a massive.
There's a lot of factors that go into it. It's a thing. Again, let's move.
Maher didn't stop there. He drilled into a far deeper question. What kind of jobs were being created? It's easy to toss out big numbers, but they become meaningless if those jobs are unstable, low wage, or don't offer any benefits. Maher emphasized that Americans are not looking for job quantity, but quality. Are these positions allowing people to pay rent, save for a future, or are they scraping by with gig work and part-time roles that barely keep up with inflation? It's a critical distinction.
They put on a good show. They're
right.
Full of hope and joy, and I get it. Like, that's great. Starry-eyed views of optimism of the future. But on policy, not so great. And in the end, this is going to be about policy. They were very light on that. Why? because they don't want to contend with the fact that they own the last 4 years of policy. We do have a very unique opportunity here where we have two candidates where you can look at 4 years and 4 years. You know exactly what they're going to do, and you know exactly what the outcomes are. And on every metric, Donald Trump wins on this. And so that's what we're going to keep pushing this election toward, is what are the metrics that will actually make your life better? Donald Trump wins on this, on the policy and the outcomes associated with that.
Crenshaw laid out a blunt comparison between the Trump and Biden economies. Under Trump, wages rose, especially for lower-income workers. Regulations were cut. Small businesses thrived. Unemployment reached record lows. And inflation was stable. Under Biden, Crenshaw argued, it's been the opposite. Skyrocketing inflation, unaffordable housing, and increased regulation. He mocked the Democrats' go-to talking point of job creation.
Wait, you know they're having a celebration of them on September the 5th. Trump celebrating the J6 people. I thought my boss, President Clinton, made an undeniable point of Democratic policy. Since the end of the Cold War, there have been 51 million jobs created in the United States. 50 million were created under Democratic presidents and 1 million under Republican presidents.
You know, that's
50 to 1.
You've got to be able to tie. If you're going to make claims like that.
That's a, first of all, I love you, I love Clinton. That's a thing to say.
Okay.
Because as we both know, am I right?
Yeah.
As we both know, jobs created, it has a lot to do with what the last guy did. Clinton got rid of Glass-Steagall. Did that have anything to do with the collapse in 2008 of the economy? I think it did. So maybe some of the jobs that were lost.
I'm sorry.
It's just a.
Carville, perhaps unintentionally, confirmed the issue when he referenced how Democrats have been floundering since Kamala Harris's failed presidential bid. Despite establishment backing, celebrity endorsements, and massive fundraising, Harris couldn't connect with voters. Why? Because her campaign was built on slogans, diversity, representation, history-making moments, but lacked substance. That may generate headlines, but it doesn't solve real problems.
I tie a policy to an outcome. I can tie policies from Donald Trump to outcomes. So you cut taxes, you cut regulations. What does that do? It makes it easier to do business and hire people. So you're going to have job growth. You had 8% wage increase after inflation under Donald Trump before the pandemic. Actually 16% if you're talking about the lowest quintile of earners. Under Biden, it's been 0. So on every metric, he wins, and I can go down the list.
I guess that crime is down 30%, the stock market is up. The metrics that y'all choose are just BS metrics.
No, I choose
James Carville walked onto Real Time with Bill Maher expecting to flex some vintage Democratic talking points. He came out swinging, proudly claiming Democrats have created 50 million jobs since the end of the Cold War, compared to just 1 million under Republicans. It was the kind of stat meant to draw applause. But Maher didn't bite. Instead, he challenged the premise head-on. Maher reminded both Carville and the audience that job creation isn't a clean scoreboard you can use to declare victory. Economic progress isn't isolated. It's impacted by previous administrations, economic cycles, and long-term policies. He pointed out how Clinton, for example, rode the wave of Reagan and Bush Sr.'s economic groundwork.
I will never criticize Democrats for putting on a good show. I will never criticize Democrats for being good at politics. What I criticize Democrats for is being bad at policy and governing. They put on a great show. They got those celebrities in there. They dusted off those American flags that they had previously held in the attic or burned occasionally. And then they brought them out for that freedom wave.
Very few Democrats burned
the Democrat activists burned down cities. We, as members of Congress, just a few weeks ago, we had to go put American flags back up over Union Station in Washington, D.C.